I'm just going to do this.
From a very, very early age of living above pubs, whether I was selling tickets to the nightclub next door as a 10-year-old, whether I was setting up a hot dog stand or an ice cream stand outside the front of the pub on the River Thames, I was setting up a stall at the back of the pub selling toys with a bum bag. I just had that in my blood.
Why did you do it?
Well, I was doing the nightclub work for 10 years. I've had a great hit in my 20s, but no one had ever done a sport and music festival. So it kind of was the next step for me. Very, very small percentages take the massive risk and go from the promoter world, being a promoter, but to then jump into something bigger was a big gamble.
And it's just like the bravest thing ever is to step forward and say, I'm going to give this a go.
I've just figured it out as I've gone along. Who cares about being judged? If you're not promoting yourself and you're not promoting your brand or your company, you're in trouble. You have to promote yourself. Don't worry what people think. Give it a go. Back yourself.
Hello, listeners. Welcome back to the show. And today we are going to look at choosing yourself. Let's just set the scene for you. Give us an instance from your life where you know that you didn't wait for someone else. I'm just going to do this.
Oh, from the very early age, mate. From a very, very early age of living above pubs, whether I was selling tickets to the nightclub next door as a 10-year-old, whether I was setting up a hot dog stand or an ice cream stand outside the front of the pub on the River Thames, whether I was setting up a stall at the back of the pub selling toys with a bum bag, I just had that in my blood. I enjoyed earning money, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did from a very young age. You know, living above pubs is a very different upbringing. You're around adults the whole time. You're around doormen. You're around police rage. You're around toxicity. You're around people wheeling, dealing. You're around DJs. You're around people dancing. You're around people being boozed. You're around right next door to a nightclub, a big buzzy pub of 2 floors. And it was just, I enjoyed seeing people around me earning money. And then my old man, I would see him earning money as the pub owner, and he'd always have $1,000 in his pocket, cash. So you grew up with that, you know, in the 80s. So
coming back to things such as the Sevens. Why did you do it?
Well, I was doing the nightclub work for 10 years, and it was like, right, I need to get out of the nightclub world. I've had a great hit in my 20s, been traveling all around the country, had 12 nightclubs every week. I'm going into, why don't I start up a festival? But no one had ever done a sport and music festival. So it kind of was the next step for me. Like people in the nightclub world, whether you're a promoter, most people would go and own a nightclub once they've been a promoter, or they would go and own a bar. Very, very small percentage take the massive risk and go from the promoter world, being a promoter, taking the door money from nightclubs, flyer and poster in and fly post in and being chased everywhere because you're not allowed to do that. But the more people you got into your nightclub, the more money you would earn. And once you've done that for a certain period, when you're in your 20s, you think you can do it for the rest of your life, thinking this is amazing. You know, £3 on the door. Back then it was 1,500 people, 2,000 people. This sums are amazing. Minus your DJ, minus your promoting costs and your flyers and posters. But to then jump into something that is a lot bigger was a big, big gamble, because your revenue streams in the world I was in was you take the door money. You then go into the festival world, the revenue streams go from tickets to camping, to glamping, to VIP upgrades, to sponsorship. So you're now dealing with global sponsors and national sponsors. You're now dealing with catering companies, bringing 40, 50, 60 trucks to your festival. And now you're dealing with drinks brands, because everyone's going to be drinking at your festival. So you're now opening yourself up to 7 revenue streams, where before it was just 1. So it was...
Does it make you feel good though? Like, I built this.
Yes.
I did this.
Yes.
There wasn't a handout that I got from here, or this investor put this bit in and he's still getting his cut in there.
Everything was startup, mate. Everything was bootstrapped. I didn't know what bootstrapped was. It was just, this is what we do. This is what we did. You set up businesses, you start businesses, you earn the money you've earned to then move on to the next bigger thing. But actually walking into a festival, that is risky business. Super risky. Especially back then when people wouldn't trust putting their cards over a computer and put their bank details in. And back then there was no social media. So it was like you were getting waxed from both angles compared to the promoters now, where everyone's buying on their mobile phones, buying tickets. They're seeing social media being promoted on tickets.
Here we go, because choosing yourself, picking yourself is this thing that comes with risk. Like, you don't know it's going to work, is it? But that thing we talked about before, if I don't try, then I'm never going to find out. And it's just like the bravest thing ever is to step forward and say, I'm going to give this a go.
Yeah.
Do you think that lots of us, though, wait for permission, wait to do something, and sometimes that can hold us back?
I think
quite
so.
a lot.
I think so. It does come down from your parents. You are your parents whether you like it or not. They were their parents whether they like it or not. It's whether they've given you the freedom to be creative, or they've given you the restriction of going, you must get straight A's in all your exams. You must get this. You must go and get a job. Mine was very different. Mine was a lot of freedom. Go and do what you want to got to do. Go and earn a pound note, son. Go decide what you want to do when you're 16, 17, 18, 19. Give it a go. And it was always give it a go. Try it. See what happens. Open some doors. Be curious. Be kind. Be respectful. And I guess that then goes into in adulthood, give it a go. Back yourself.
I guess you said there that thing of freedom, innit? Where are there instances where that you stepped into the middle? It's like, well, it was all right because it gave me that freedom because I was doing things that nobody knew where I was, and I could figure it out as I was going along.
I've just figured it out as I've gone along, and everything we've launched, just figure it out. That's the bit that I enjoy. I enjoy the chaos.
But what does it work? When does it work? How do you know it's working?
What, a business?
Yeah, like
making
all
money.
this stuff, like the clothing brands and all that kind of stuff.
When you
doing
start
things that you didn't know.
When you start, like the clothing brand, the sportswear brand, for an example, you know you're making a dent in the market that we're at, because back then our competitors were buying all their sports gear and getting made in China. So I was like, but you get made in China, you've got to ship it over. That takes 3 months. Then you're stuck in customs. So I didn't like that model at all, and I wanted to beat the industry model. So we then found a factory. We checked out China, we checked out Turkey, Pakistan, India, making everything. Didn't like it. I need to find somewhere close to home so I could beat the business model. It not being 12 weeks landed on your door. I found a factory in Lithuania. And in Lithuania, it took 4 weeks, landed on your door. So if you're doing £100,000 or £50,000 worth of kit for a university, all their tracksuits, all their hoodies, all their socks, plain socks, whatever it was, we know we had an advantage because it was 4 weeks instead of 12. We know that the stuff that we made was all bespoke. We know that we weren't getting stung with language barriers. There was all these things that we found out by just doing. But by just doing, there is a lot of chaos. But if you're used to entrepreneurship, which I am, I know the chaos is coming. If you're not used to entrepreneurship, you're going to have a shock that the chaos will be there, because you're trying to juggle growing your business. You're trying to do the marketing. You're trying to do the sales. You're trying to build a culture. You're trying to deal with the accountants. All of a sudden, you've got a lawyer's letter coming in and you're trying to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
It's only when you get to a point where you can actually, when you're bringing money in, you go, oh, I need help. But don't jump so quickly into trying to build a team of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 really, really quickly.
So it's an interesting thing you say there. It's all about who we are, our characteristics, and what we bring to the table, isn't it? Like you say there, whatever was brought up by our families and the way that we are and the characters that we are. Where sometimes it is, we're encouraged to do things, and you know that there is support and love and whatever that's around us to do it, whether otherwise there is a kind of straight down the line way that you have to behave in a certain way. So the ability to pick ourselves and to choose ourselves, whatever it is, events, business, starting something, audio, video, the biggest thing is inherent is our own values and what we believe in, isn't it? Otherwise we just toe the line with everybody else.
You've got to stand out. You have to stand out in anything you do. How can you stand out in what you do?
Do you see that there is a lot of the reason people don't make that step up is because you're following the same path as everybody else.
Well, no, people don't step up, Marky, because they've got the fear of judgment. Who cares about being judged? Why do people care so much about being judged? Everyone's judging everyone. Do
you read a 1-star review?
Of course. If there's something like that, you want to find out what it is. And you if you ever got anything like that, you amend it, you get in contact with them. But you are being judged. You're being judged for, people are judging you for doing nothing. Not you, I'm saying people are judging people for doing nothing, going, God, they're wasting their life. They got, I've got friends, I'm like, God, he's got so much potential, but they might be a bit lazy. Or they're very happy in their job. They're happy to guarantee that there's money at the end of the month and no financial pressures. But the way the world at the moment is, people can lose their jobs because businesses aren't doing as well as they used to do. So you have to have that. You have to build. People have to be building something. Whether you're building your personal brand, which they called, whether you're building a personal brand, really does come in nicely because it's not just about being the face of your company. Personal brand is your reputation when you're not about, where people talk about you. Whether you're writing on LinkedIn, people get to see you. They never met you before. They get to see your personality. It helps you hire people.
Does it come back to then this thing about if you're saying, right, I see this little space in the marketplace and I'm going to make that step, and I haven't tested it before, like you were just sharing about the clothing brand, is that the big step when it comes to picking ourselves is this thing of like, we just got to be prepared that we cannot listen to what anyone else says not in terms of those people when you say being judged or the things that are there, the negative stuff that fills us. Sometimes it's our own determination that enables it to work over time. Or is it the fact that we're sticking close to something that's worked before, or a strategy that we're working to? Or is it the fact that, or the importance that we're leading with something because this is what I believe in and what is true to my heart?
Well, you have to believe in something if you really want to make it work. But I know many entrepreneurs who are successful who have chosen the wrong industry. You can jump into an industry and it just not make money. But you're putting in the same amount of graft and the same principles as you would do jumping into another industry, and that other industry you might make £250,000 a year.
Yeah.
You know, so it's doing your homework and finding out what the market tells you. What does the market, I mean doing your homework, I mean doing it for months, phoning up, homework, get more information, get more data. Because if you jump into a business, you could lose a lot of money, you could lose a lot of sleep, you could lose relationships around you, and at the end of it, you could be skint.
Yeah.
Because you have picked the wrong industry.
So where is the opposite side to that, where you know that there is the return? Where's the early signs, like from your experience, where you knew that things were working just because you stuck with something because you believed in it?
Feedback.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%. 100% feedback.
Because it's like with this podcast, isn't it? It's like what you
I want
do, and like
feedback.
listening to.
Like if someone's listening now, if someone may listen to this on a clip somewhere and they go really liking this new show called Ask Dodge with Dodge and Marky, or someone goes out of their way, leaves a review. Go, boys, really enjoying that. Thanks for that. Straight away we're going, oh, people are enjoying this. It gives you that boost that you're doing something that may help people. You're speaking real talk, which not many people speak real chat these days because even on LinkedIn, a lot of people don't speak real chat because they are employed by someone. They have to be seen to be doing it in a certain way. But when you've never had a boss and you've got no one looking over your shoulder saying, you can't write that. I would encourage all bosses out there for all of their staff to use LinkedIn and let them be themselves on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's a big thing in terms of you give somebody autonomy, to have a go, to do it, rather than being judged, looked over, towing the company line. Yeah. Of you never know how you would express yourself in whatever way that it is that can actually be of a huge benefit to the company, isn't it? As well as I say.
Agree. So, when I see people who have got character on LinkedIn, I'm like, go on, go for it. I'll big them up, and I know if I write something, I know that my audience will see them. You know, I want people to be successful. It's just such a simple thing of wanting people to improve and progress and be a success and earn money and be happy.
I guess as well, coming back to this theme as well of choosing ourselves, is that what we're talking about is this gradual build-up of our own self-belief. What are the things that drive you?
Success.
Is it as simple as...
No, success drives me. Being successful in whatever you're building from nothing, building a team around you and seeing everyone growing around you. Like, I love Gen Zs. I think Gen Zs, I think they get a real tough rap market, but I think they're fantastic. And I've made Gen Z and built them up through the business that they've become directors as a Gen Z, as a 23-year-old. I don't care what age you're at. If you're a sponge and you want to learn and you've got a brilliant attitude and you're a go-getter and you're thinking about things before I'm asking you, could you mind doing this? And they've already thought about them. You can't, that's golden.
You made me think about this as well.
Go on.
It's like, when you talk about that, the talented team, the team that are a part of the wider space that you're building, It is like being back at school, because it's like you can either wait to be picked for the team and everything else and wait, and it never happens, or you can say, I'm going to choose myself, and do you know what? I'm going to pick my mates as well.
Yeah.
And when I pick my mates or my friends that are around us, we can make something that's pretty cool together, because we didn't have to do what everyone else was already doing, because we're making that space. And I find that really, like on my side, is like over the years, no one ever picked me, like for instance, to talk, to stand up, to present on the stage and everything else that goes with it within a business context.
But you're very good at that.
No, because that thing of me picking me.
Yes.
Because I started a project where I could create that platform, like to host. Like I wanted to know how to host and to welcome people, and I wanted to understand
I can also
that.
see why you didn't get picked, or why you got picked last at football.
That's not funny, is it?
Mark,
you don't want that, do we? I'm trying. Hang on a minute. I've never seen someone do. Hang on a minute. When I've seen you play, it's like free kick ups, and then you're going for a volley. Come back to school. It's like that. It's like. But we don't.
But you are a wonderful host. You're a wonderful human being. People warm to you. Like when you're around and you're doing your events, and when you are bringing people on stage and making them feel good about themselves, you bring this wonderful energy. And when I first saw your events, I was like, I'm loving this. And I can see why you've built a community of people loving you for what you do.
Cheers. That comes with time, isn't it? That comes with time, by knowing that you wanted to step into that space to become better at your craft. But it comes with that thing of being judged. And I kind of want to pick up on that. You're quite forthright by saying, I don't let this affect me.
Definitely. Why would it affect me? I've always been a promoter. I've always built my own businesses. So no one's going to promote me. No one's going to give me a wage and a salary. No one ever has done. So you've got to promote yourself.
That's a big bit there. That bit now, promoting ourselves, because you've highlighted this before, that I'm all right with this because no one else is going to do this.
Yeah.
I've got to kind of back myself to the hilt here, because no one else is going to be shouting from their hills about me.
Who's putting money on the table at the end of the month or the end of the year? If you're not promoting yourself and you're not promoting your brand or your company, you're in trouble. You know, you're in serious trouble. If you're an entrepreneur who can't sell and can't market, you need one of those gifts. If you're not a salesperson, you bring someone in, or you're not a marketing, but vice versa. But you've got to have one of those gifts to give you a good chance of being a success. But you have to promote yourself. Don't worry what people think.
That's a good one to pick up on.
But if you want to talk about your business in a certain way, you haven't got to go and talk about your business. Go, this one, You just talk about your business on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is the best social media platform that's ever lived for businesses.
If someone's listening to this and they're thinking, okay, you're talking about this, and I feel a bit nervous, or I'm going to feel a bit silly if I'm talking about what I'm starting my business and what I'm doing, or I feel like I'm showing off a little bit here if I'm going to give it a nice thumbs up for something that's gone well. What would be your advice to somebody that is a little bit reticent or hesitant to share something because they feel really good about it, but they feel a bit embarrassed?
Mate, whack it up. Put it up.
Go on.
Because people don't care. People don't care what you're doing. They're more worried about what they're doing, what they're building, what they're saying. Friends around you would like it and get supportive, and people who don't know you will start coming on. If you start speaking real, just be real. Don't overthink it and go, I must do that, I must put it in ChatGPT, all that. But I've seen people on LinkedIn put ChatGPT. The person we're speaking about a minute ago, who writes all the LinkedIn stuff, and it's all chat. Everyone can see through it. Just be you.
I like that what you said there, because no one else cares. And I've lived by this. No one cares about your birthday, your dreams, and your kids apart from your family.
Hey guys, we've been running this podcast now for 5.5 years. We've had some most amazing business guests on here. Simon Squibb, Daniel Priestley, Barry Hearn. The list just goes on and on, from billionaires to people who have built brands. If you want to come on the podcast and talk about your business and sit here with me in the studio and tell your story, go check out dodgewoodall.com/guest and check out the 3-minute video. We've also left the link below as well. But I think people overthink. I don't like overthinking things. Makes life a lot easier.
Do you think that holds a lot of us back? Particularly that drive that we're trying to do, make something happen, and
I think the overthinking holds people back.
So I think as well, where we're looking at being judged, we're being held back by our own securities and everything else. So with this whole theme, picking ourselves, choosing ourselves. So it's like there's lots of barriers in front of us, isn't it? The more that we can kind of knock them down, and the more that we're more comfortable with ourselves. And as you kind of said, if something's happened, that's all right. As you said, tomorrow's tomorrow.
They're
forgetting about it.
It'd be fish and chip.
Love it. We're getting a fish and chip analogy.
But it's fish and chip. But it's fish and chip newspaper the next day. It's forgotten. But you might spark someone's mind. You don't need the like. You don't need the comment. But I tell you what you do see is you'll see people will be watching you. People will see your character. People see what you're about. People will warm to you. And then one day someone will just pop up in your DM. You're like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
Because it's what you're saying, it's what you build up over time, isn't it?
Yes.
This thing of what you're building up. If you're making that big brave step to say, this is what I'm going to go with, and I don't know if it's right or not. Well, if you don't, this thing of that, you have to give it a go, that kind of tunes into who you are, that enables you to pick yourself. What's been the big thing for you that you've done? Something that you've done where you saw a return for it, and it just felt really, really good.
Oh,
Doesn't have to be
this. Bigging people up on LinkedIn, bigging people up who work for us across the 3 companies, and saying she's been unreal. Everyone, she came on board. She was working in a chicken restaurant, and she was a waitress, and she was so good. And at the end of it, I said, here's my number. Come in for a chat. Come and work for Bournemouth Sevens. Come in for a chat. I'm not saying there's anything there. She comes in for a chat. The following day, she was buzzing. I said, there's nothing here for you. But she was so good. The following day, I went back to her restaurant, got a table for one, hid behind the menu. She come over and said, how can I help you? I went, bang. I went, Kira, just to let you know, you're amazing. I'm going to offer you a full-time job with Bournemouth Sevens. Those little things that I love doing. I love promoting people. I love seeing the best in people. I love believing in people. And that's the buzz that I get. And people say to me, why do you promote your staff so much on LinkedIn? Because they can get poached.
Do you know
if they want to get poached, they're going to get poached. But I get such a wonderful, warm feeling of someone doing really good for you and being an entrepreneur of your business, that they've got that spark and they're running it like their own business. They're keeping the cost down. They're getting good value for money everywhere. The things that business is all about. And what I want them to go on and do after that, like my 4 directors who have worked for me, they've all gone and set up their own companies. They're entrepreneurs now. That's
an interesting way of sharing it, because you're saying, like, you start something because you have this something that you believe in and this thing that you don't need permission from anyone to do it. And then you make that space to make other people feel a part of it too. So it builds up exactly
trust.
What they're doing.
It builds up trust, Mark.
For their next ventures as well. I guess that thing, you trusted in someone else to give them the gusto to say, I'm going to give this a go now. Yeah. And I just found, I hadn't thought about that. That's an interesting thing. You back yourself to the hilt, to which you back others, enables them to have a spring in their step and to grow and just to kind of have fun and enjoy what is supposed to be in front of them.
There'll be many, many people out there who have worked with me over the years have gone, thank you, Dodge, for giving me the opportunity and believing in me. They've gone off and working maybe for other companies or set up their own companies. They will do the same to young people coming through and give them an opportunity. And the people who give you the opportunity and believe in you, you will remember them for life. When you're looking after people at the end of the year going, you've done a great job, and giving you that bonus or giving that, so everyone buzzes. And that's one thing over the years, over employing people for 28 years, is that I've constantly looked after people, because I know if you look after people, you're going to get looked after back. And you get a lot of trust, you get a lot of loyalty, you get people who stayed with you for 11 years, 10 years, 9 years, 8 years. And then once people stay with you and they're earning more and they get more freedom, they're building your brand and your company to become stronger and stronger and stronger, which essentially is building a moat around your company to get you to the 10 years, to get you to the 7 years, to get you to the festival coming into year 19. Like, it all just works hand in hand, and it comes down to just being real, honest, and straight talking.
And I guess as well is building that back in yourself idea we're talking about helps you then to build that powerful independent space that other people can be a part of, isn't it? Because this is I guess the crux of this show that we're talking about here is around, one, independence. I'm doing this for myself, not anyone else, or there is a backer or someone else that has to get their dividend at the end of it. And this thing around interdependence, where you've built that space where other people rely and support each other to big each other up. It starts with a little seed on ourselves when no one else is looking at us, and we were talking about that maybe no one knowing who you are is actually a really good thing, because then you have the freedom, as we talked about at the start, to build something that we become familiar with over time. That when other people join in, that it means that we're making this space, like we're protecting each other, as well as kind of making our own, is kind of making ourselves do well from all this along the way as well.
There is nothing better
Go on.
than being in a room with entrepreneurs and other founders.
Why?
Because you have the most amazing conversation, because everyone's going through the same journey and going through the same shit. And when you break through the back of it, this is what happens. But your entrepreneurial journey will be that first start. You're excited, building website, building that. You then get to a point, maybe 8 months in, you're looking left and going, well, I'm too big to be small anymore. You look right and thinking, I haven't broken the back of it. I'm too small to be big. You're caught in this like desert. You're in this desert area going, what am I doing? Am I safe? Is this business actually going to work? Am I going to earn money? I've walked away from a job which was $3,000 a month, guaranteed, and I'm not earning any money for the first 3 years. You will live like a student. It's what happens.
Here's talk there about support.
Unless you've got a load of money behind you and you go and set up a business and money's okay, but majority of bootstrap, all the bootstrapping that I've done, that's the feeling that you get.
Where does it all start from, by the way?
What's that?
Well, you said you're bootstrapped, all this stuff, all the stuff that's gone on. Where does it all start from? Does it start from just thinking,
Just
I want to give it a go?
Just
or
an idea, mate. I'll have a conversation by being curious and asking people questions all the time and understanding what they do and why they do that, and then going, is your industry, is it competitive? What do you do? How many people are there? Oh, what is your business, is it good? Going, well, how many staff have you got? And I'm thinking, you've got 7 or 8 staff, and then you understand more questions. And if nothing comes about that, you've shown an interest in someone. And there's nothing better when someone shows an interest in you and asks you lots of questions. People will then feel good about themselves, but you've also got information to then pass on to someone else. And I might have a mate who's in the industry, and I go, Marky, can you get in contact with you two? Off you go, set up a WhatsApp group, ping in there. Once I've done the intros, I'll take myself out there, and hopefully you can create something. And by you two creating something good will come around for me, because you'll open up a door elsewhere.
It's the supportive space that you're building and feeling a part of. One, to support and be there for other people. But as you kind of mentioned there, being in a room with other people, this ability to talk. Like, you have to let off steam and talk to people about it. I know that we talk a lot about ideas and things that you want to do and everything else. The worst thing you can do is bottle it all up and just kind of plow on ahead. Do you agree or disagree with that?
What do you mean?
As in, like, I'm going to give this a go.
Yeah.
And but you're not talking to anyone.
Oh, no,
and you're
I'm
just
the
going by.
I'm the opposite. If I've got an idea, I'll talk to as many people as possible. I want feedback. I need feedback. I need feedback from people who are straight talking with me. I know who's straight talking with me. My best mates, my old man, my wife, my sister, ex-directors who have been around. I go, can I have your idea? What are your thoughts on this? But I don't send them to them in a group. I send it individually. And if I know, there's about 5 people I really, really trust in business. If I've got an idea, or I need something signing off, or what your thoughts about this idea, or can you have watch this sort of 60-second clip? Is that okay? And if they're all coming individually going, yeah, bang on, I know I'm onto something. But if there's 3 of them going, yeah, it's good, and 2 of them are going, I know, stop, tweak, go back, improve it, send it to them and go, yeah, they like it. They all like it. Fantastic. We're away. So I have good sounding boards of people I trust. But so you can't have people who are just going to blow smoke up your backside and go, yeah, fantastic. Because those people, they don't really care. They're just bigging you up because they don't want to tell you the truth of, oh, I'm not too sure about that, mate. Or, you know. But feedback is your answer. Feedback is your only answer. Like, feedback on this. Like, if people are listening and they give feedback, we're going to get a little buzz. Like, do we carry this on? The people enjoying this? Like, all we want is some feedback. Because we're going to go through many, many, many different topics over the coming weeks, months.
Because this is the interesting thing. We're coming back full circle then by looking at choosing yourself. And choosing yourself, as I highlighted at the top, is not about confidence. It's just about that we don't have to be reliant on anybody else. But the more that we're talking about not being reliant on anyone else, but is realizing we need the right people on our side to help us with judgment and progress and what we want to do with our own work. Yeah. But it does start from, wow, I'm going to give this a go, that means that we can build that environment or that ecosystem when you talk about staff and people that feel a part of something and feel associated with it, so they can feel a part and contribute. But it's that contribution from the right people around us that makes everything feel safe. Everything that you've shared is all about support, and building that space for ourselves and for others is in fact extremely important.
Yeah, I agree. I think another thing there, this would be for another topic, but really understanding, people go, I've got old friends, I've got loads of friends. Understand who are acquaintances and put them in a category, and understand who are friends.
Oh, that's a good way to close, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Your acquaintances and your friends.
Maybe that's another topic of another day.
Looking forward to it.
Cheers, Marky. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd like to see someone on the show, leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, do us a favour, show us a bit of love, press the subscribe button, and it allows us to grow the show even bigger and bigger each week. Nice one.